Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. I know our Speaker and the Lieutenant Governor have been adamant about getting going upstairs on time today, and I appreciate Lieutenant Governor Duncan and Speaker Ralston being here. Certainly want to thank Commissioner Mark Williams, Chairman Terry England, Chairman Blake Tillery, our Appropriations Chairman, and also two guys that spent a tremendous amount of time on what we've been doing the last several months. Honored to have Senator Freddie Powell Sims with us today, Mayor Joey Fountain from the City of Mount Vernon, Director Rick Dunn of the Environmental Protection Division, Director Kevin Clark of the Georgia Environmental Finance Authority, and all the members of the Water and Sewer Infrastructure Committee. Today we're taking another significant step forward when it comes to Georgia's infrastructure. Certain infrastructure that doesn't always receive a lot of attention, but that we rely on every single day, that impacts entire communities and state regions. I'm proud to announce that we are investing more than $422 million to address the needs of aging and underperforming water and sewer infrastructure and increase capacity for growing counties. This is an important day for the health and economic well-being of hardworking Georgians who rely on safe drinking and wastewater systems. So I want to again thank all the members of the committee gathered behind me who gave so much of their time, as well as careful attention to the proposals made so that we could prioritize projects that address vital public health and environmental issues. If you were not in that room doing that work, you have no idea what these folks have been through, and I just want to thank you all for your time and your talent. I can say that they and we have carefully considered each application, and we have made awards to make access more affordable and efficient, support economic development with a direct link to job creation, identify projects with considerable regional or statewide impact, and enhance our ability to be good stewards of our water resources for generations to come. The list of selected projects represents, among other benefits, cleaner drinking water, expansion of drinking water service to communities that previously lacked access, enhanced water system resiliency and responsiveness, improvements to wastewater treatment, improvements in biosolids management, fewer spills that can pose threats to public health and environmental quality, and the securing of Georgia's water resource for future generations. For example, many of these choices also represent better management of Georgia's water supply overall, so that we are better prepared to address any future droughts or water issues in and beyond this state. Since the turn of the century, Georgia has experienced 3 exceptional droughts, which put substantial pressure on the water resources and water users in the Flint River Basin. We're awarding $49 million to EPD and Albany State University for a partnership project which will improve the sustainability of the Flint River and the Floridian aquifer by strategically using deeper and confined aquifers during the drought and further developing water management tools. Maintaining a healthy level of surface water flow during normal times and a protected level of flow during drought times is an important consideration for water management. This water management initiative is expected to result in measurable improvements in surface water flows and improved sustainability of Georgia's water resources. In the essence of time, we're not able to go through the entire project list of recipients and their awards, but our office will be passing out the list. And we are also passing out summaries of projects from each corner of the state. To tell us more about the transformational nature of these projects, I'll turn it over to a man whose intellect and ability to identify opportunities for Georgians contributed a great deal to this effort. Someone that has been a great public servant that I have had the honor of working with for many years, and who has served with distinction in the Georgia House of Representatives, and has represented all his colleagues there in a fair and impartial and conservative way when it comes to our budget. That is the Appropriations Chairman of the House, my friend, Representative Terry England. Chairman.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Governor, for those kind words. I appreciate what you said there. It has been our distinct honor, of course, to serve on these committees as we've gone through figuring out how to disperse these funds across our state and how to make a meaningful impact across the state that will last for generations. Chairman Tillery and I served on all three of the different infrastructure committees and looking at water and sewer, broadband, and negative economic impact. And probably the hardest one of all the three that we did was what we're here to talk about today, and it's talking about our water and sewer infrastructure. You know, many communities around the state have for years invested in this infrastructure, and as time has passed on, many of these facilities, many of these systems have seen their best days kind of go behind them. So today what we're doing, what we're announcing, will certainly help many of these systems come back up to good standards and to provide water and sewer capabilities to their communities for generations going forward. The Governor mentioned the Albany State and EPD collaboration and partnership on that one project in particular down in southwest Georgia. It's one that we've all worked on for many years as it relates to ag irrigation. And knowing that we're only one missed rain shower away from resuming a drought at any point in time, this is one in particular that I'm excited about. We'll look at doing 15 deep monitoring wells in that area to keep a tab on those aquifers down there. But the more important piece of this is 242 deeper aquifer wells that will go into place that will be used in times of drought or times of regular flow, for that matter, for ag irrigation. We all know and understand that southwest Georgia is by far the biggest portion of the state that feeds the world with peanuts and clothes the world with cotton. In doing so, this helps ensure and move them forward for generations to come. It will take pressure off the Flint and all of its tributaries for all those local surface water withdrawals that will be able to go to deep water to keep our wildlife and vegetation alive on the surface. One other project that I'm excited about is one at home. It's a partnership between the City of Auburn and the City of Winder. Another one of those forward-looking projects for drought management going forward into the future. A combined use of an old rock quarry to store 7 billion gallons of raw water. And a partnership there between two cities that tie into all of Northeast Georgia's water systems so that we can back up our friends and neighbors in times of drought as well. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about every one of these projects that are on this list and just look forward to seeing the implementation of them as we go forward. It brings me great pleasure now to bring forward someone that started with me in the House. Actually, she was there before I got there. But we trained her up right, sent her over to the Senate, and she has done an incredible job for Southwest Georgia. That's Senator Freddie Powell Sims, my friend. Come forward.
Good morning. I hail from that part of Southwest Georgia, that corridor of the state, that is very challenged and very poor in a lot of instances. So this morning, I want to say to the Honorable Brian Kemp, how grateful we are, so grateful for what you, the committee, your staff, all of you guys have done for us. There was such a need. And I'm also here to represent Albany-Dougherty County, to express to you again, Governor, and your staff how eternally grateful, how grateful we are for this most important and so necessary award. We thank you. For decades, like many of you, you've had to deal with an aging, not working half the time infrastructure, water and infrastructure, and sewage. For decades, Many of you had barely, and many of us had barely functioning water infrastructure that plagued the good folks of your area for many years. And you know taxation was not an option because most of the folks in these areas could not afford higher taxes. So today we celebrate. We celebrate all over the state of Georgia the awards that we're going to get to make our territories, to make our cities, to make our areas so much better functioning, not only for present day, but for our futures. Thank you so very much, committee. We appreciate everything that you've done. And again, to Governor Kemp, Lieutenant Governor Duncan, my boss, thank you guys so, so much. Speaker of the House, our two chairmen, and I cannot forget my chairman in the Senate because he told me to say that he was the best senator there, so I have to say that. Thank you all so, so very much for what you are doing for the entire state of Georgia. We applaud you not just today, but every day. Thank you so very much. And now, Mayor Fountain.
Governor, pleasure to be here today. Joey Fountain, Mayor of Mount Vernon, Georgia, small city in rural South Georgia. We had a problem with a well. We got two wells in our city, and they're two cities that back up each other, Mount Vernon and Ely. Ely's well would not feed Mount Vernon, not enough pressure to feed our tanks. Governor, you worked through this pandemic and all of that. Being down to one well with 3,000 people depending on you, knowing that mechanics break down, is like playing golf with Lieutenant Duncan, and for $20 you have 5 in your pocket. That's not a gamble you want to take. I'm very, very appreciative. The citizens of my town are very, very appreciative of you and the committee you've got. You got a great team that you brought to Atlanta. We sent you a couple of good people in Blake Tillery and Lisa Hagan. They'll be good team players. Blake has been for a long time, and Lisa will too. But I want to tell you something. You traveled all over rural Georgia when you were campaigning for office. I read the other day, I was looking at the broadband business, and you pledged all that, and you've already allocated money to that. I was riding along down in South Georgia, one of those little towns, and I drove up, and I was amazed how fast the broadband had worked. You already got a business down there. It said Steps. I said, man, it's got a hat company already in Flagship. Come to find out it was about a quarterback. It wasn't nothing about a hat. But anyway, I was thinking on what I was going to say today and how much you meant to the state. Walked across the road today, and I was thinking, sort of reminded me of a coach from Bainbridge, Georgia, coaching a team up around Athens, and he got a bunch of 5 stars, he got some 4 stars, he got some 3 stars. He had a little walk-on from that little town down there. He knew that if he didn't win that championship with that walk-on, he had done put his grasp on that he was going to be criticized. He was criticized before he won that championship, by media and everyone else. Same thing that happened to you during that pandemic when you took and stood up for the state of Georgia. You did not close our businesses down. You did not shut our cities down and make us lose business and lose companies that would never be able to open again. You're well respected for that. The people that I represent in that area, down in that area, really appreciate that. That coach went on to win, and you will too. He was brave and courteous, and he won. You're also good for Georgia in another way. I can't recall ever winning a World Series and a national championship in the same term there. That's a little ways from water and what I'm here to say today, but I want you to know that we appreciate you. You've done a great job, you and Marty. We pray for you every day. And good job.
Well, thank you, Mayor. We appreciate that. We appreciate big projects like Chairman England talked about down in Southwest Georgia with Albany State, and just the ability for us to protect our water quality, our water supply, especially during the drought on the Flint River system, but also very important projects to the people of our state, even small systems like in the city of Montgomery and Mount Vernon, or Montgomery County and Mount Vernon, Georgia. But I will just tell you in closing, I want to again thank the committee for their work. I want to thank the Lieutenant Governor, the Speaker, and really all the members of the General Assembly that gave Dr. Toomey and I broad powers during the public health state of emergency that allowed us to protect lives, but also livelihoods. That is one reason we're here today. This money that we're using, we're not having to use it for lost revenue because our state and our budget writers were very conservative during the pandemic, but our citizens were very resilient, and we are reaping the benefits of that right now in this very legislative session in many ways. And we have a great team here at the state capitol that continues to work on these issues. I'm honored to be part of it. Again, want to thank everybody for being here today, and let's get to work doing some water and sewer projects. With that, we're going to ask all our guests to come up today and speakers, and we'll get a quick picture.